Good morning, world. How are we doing, everybody? I'm going to move you back a little bit, actually. There we go. Okay, cool. So, hi. So, happy Thursday. It is portrait day today. Usually, I would be taking a name out of my sorting hat and my little attaché case. So, thank you for everyone who suggested names in the previous sessions for who we can draw today. A little bit different this week. We are celebrating Independent Women's Days. Some awful grammar, but I think the medium is the message, as well as the message itself. So normally, we're celebrating International Women's Day from Monday, but I've got loads of names in here, so thank you to everyone. There's loads in here. Suggesting different people to draw. All of those names are still in there, so they're going to go into potentially next week's show for Thursday. But today, a name came up. Thank you to Mrs. Barton for the name. I hadn't heard of this lady. I am very surprised that I haven't heard of her because of her accolades, her achievements, and obviously her personality, and obviously, celebrity status in the world, all wrapped up. So today, I know it's a little bit colder than all the excitement of picking a name out, but it is a name chosen from the audience. But again, because we're doing International Women's Day, celebrating it all week, I thought this lady is incredible. Her name is Hedy Lemarr. So if you want to do a little bit of research on Hedy, please do. I'll be going into her history and touching on a few of her achievements after we've done the facial structure. So I've got two big sheets of paper for today. I've got my pink and my blue pen, much like how we did our symbol for woman piece on Monday. So that was our, that was our colour day, wasn't it? Pink and blue symbols of woman, so a circle with a plus sign underneath it, and then we just put loads of hearts over it again, just to bring that love in. There we are. So I'm going to be using pink and blue for my face structure. If you've got two colours, grab them now. If you've only got pens or pencils, more than okay. I'm going to close that window because it is super windy today. There's fresh air and then there's Mancunian wind. Okay, thank you. Facial structure, very, very simple. We do it every single week. We draw a big egg. We've got 6 or 7, well, probably 8 or 9 by now, from every week that we've done the portraits. We have drawn some amazing people. Again, thank you to everyone shouting the names out. We've had Donald Trump, Jim Carrey. We've had Keanu Reeves, Kanye West, Jonah Hill, and MF Doom. We've had, how can we forget Mr. Doom? It's because I used the MF Doom mask, or the kind of piece, in the colour session, and then we put it in the gallery as well. So I forgot he was in the portraits. There was somebody else as well. Who was it? There's somebody else ticking over in my head. Give me a shout out if you can remember who it was. I've got them in my studio, in my office, just next door. But today, Hedy Lemarr, we'll go through some of her details and all that sort of stuff later. But first and foremost, let's get creative. We're going to do some hand warm-ups. I'm going to just prep my area. So, Ko-fi.com if you want to buy me a pen. And then this sign was made on Tuesday. No, it wasn't. Oh, my days. My lockdown head is getting even more abstract. This was made yesterday. So, we drew it up, practiced our letter forms in the bubble font. Made a little mistake, that's all right. And then cut it out, and he can go up here. Or she can go up here, should I say. Okay, so here's my Eggman sheet. So I've just got my two colours, but first we need to do our hand warm-ups. I need to do them as well. Feeling a little bit stiff. Not cracking today, that's always good. Okay, so Wing Chun, a boxing style developed in feudal South China. So it's a beautiful art form. If you haven't seen Ip Man, please watch Ip Man. Ip Chun is the originator of the modern form of Wing Chun, which this is taken from. So this is a little stretch. It's also a push. So, if someone comes towards you, it is a push away. This is actually an eye gouge, but we'll move on from the aggression. So, loose hands first, flat, push up inside, and then push away. You'll hear your wrists crack a little bit. Loose, again, just drop all the energy out of them. So loose, up, round, push. One more time, push. And then little stretch. So squeeze and stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze, nice and tight, stretch. And again, there's that warmth running through the forearms. That means blood and excitement are going into your fingertips. Very important, that excitement. Okay, so let's find a pen that works. Let's see if my pens work today. That's exciting, isn't it? I think we're going to be good. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do my basic structure. So again, my Poscas, as ever, are pretending to be pencils. If you've only got pencils, please just follow the lines. Absolutely sound. I'm going to use these. We've got a full menagerie of different coloured eggmen. That's the collective term for our face structures. Pete the Pirate, Johnny Dead, who then was renamed into Dark Tanyan. Loads of different guys. So we're going to start with the eggs. So I'm going to do a pink baseline. So we'll do a pink egg. I'm going to use my round tip actually. He's alright, which he's not. Okay, sound. So big egg, upside down egg, wider at the top, narrow at the bottom. You'll see where this comes in the face, in the actual face structure when we draw Hedy Lemarr. Okay. It's kind of the same in it. I've just drawn an oval, right? So a little bit wider. You know what? Sometimes being a perfectionist idiot always helps, especially when I just draw an egg instead of an upside down egg. So forgive me, give me a second. I'll say my hellos in a minute as well. We'll do that after the eggmen drawing, right? So wide at the top, let's do this properly. So wide, and then I'm going to come down to a narrow, all right? So there we go. Upside down egg. This is chin. Top of your head. Chin. Okay, nice and easy. Let's get some more ink in here. So next up, move him up a sec. Lovely. Okay, sorry. Lovely. We're definitely ready now. Okay. Okay, lovely. So halfway down. So a line just halfway through the face, please. And then all guesstimation. You can measure it if you want to. I'd say please don't. It's more important that you're freestyling. And then halfway. E. Nose. So split that up again, and then one more half. So we've got quarters. All right. Pretty much. Eyes, nose, mouth, E and M lines. So we've got our kind of, fencing mask. Shouts to Mr. Barton. So let's do our eyes next. So our eyes are 1/5 of our head. So there are 2/5 of the head. Our eyes, obviously they're not next to each other, unless you're my brother. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas. Don't worry about this one. We're just looking at the distance across. All right. Okay, so we're going to fill those with circles. So draw circles that are the same width as your eye lines. Rough eyes. There we go. This is more like a Casey Jones hockey mask. Okay, we're going to put a little circle here as well for the point of our nose. We need to get the nose area in. Nice and easy. Nose area, just the area, it's not triangles, but again, it starts narrow, ends wider. That's how our triangle comes. And then, so the mouth line, we need to draw, roughly mark halfway in your eyes, halfway, and just draw a line straight down. So you've got this robot face coming up. I'll always say the mouth is a diamond in its, most simplest form. Excuse me, hello. So we're just going to put a diamond in. And you've got your basic eyes, nose and mouth. We need some ears just to give them a bit more humanity. Your ears are usually just, they kind of break that eye line from the middle of your eye. Just go up. and then sit just a little bit either below or above that nose line. Obviously depends on, you know, your your origin story, you know, your ethnicity, where you're born, where you're raised, you know, the environment you're in and all that sort of stuff. So these kind of things are very, very sliding scale. That's why this is just a basic skull or basic skeleton face for, or skeleton face structure for an actual human face. So again, we can touch our bones and our face. I've probably got pink dots all over my head now. So we can touch our cheekbones right here, eyebrows and bone, you know, eye sockets. And you've also got your jaw, so you can feel where your jaw breaks and where your teeth are. All of these little things, you know, I might look like an absolute weirdo live on Facebook, touching my own face and looking off into the middle distance, but it genuinely helps for that structure, so you can feel how straight or how curved your jaw is, where it curves and all that sort of stuff. It's vital. Stop touching your face, everybody. It's good. Okay, so our basic structure is very much nearly complete. Again, my cheekbones are just underneath my eye, so I'm going to come here for mine, like that. And you can see this kind of skull shape coming in. I'll do my skull over the top of that in a minute. But first, we need to do our light blue lines. So, let's get my light blue ready. So again, these are the kind of a bit more detail into it. So we're going to put eyes, nose and mouth detail in. See what happens. So, eyes are oval. I mean, I love these colours together anyway. The tones in the blue and the pink are absolutely spot on. Yeah, light blue. So light blue Posca and just pink. Very, very good standard pink that. Okay. So again, touching your eyebrows. I know my eyebrows just sit over the top of my eye sockets. So a little bit of personality, just from the expression. And then we'll do I'm hesitating to put eyes in there. Right. Okay, and then the nose. So again, I know my nose is fairly, you know, boring, I guess, like straight. A very Caucasian nose, I'll be honest. So I'm going to just follow those eyebrows down. Caucasian noses are fairly thin. Again, all depends on where your, you know, your ethnicity lies. And again, draw yourself. So many beautiful people in the world. So many variations on the human face. It's absolutely, you know, it's obviously, that's an understatement. Absolutely amazing, the variety of humans. So that kind of testing yourself and drawing different people from different races and backgrounds and ethnicities is vital for that kind of having a variety of different lines you can choose from when you're drawing a face, freestyling. Right. So again, with that point, we've got our nostrils, fulcrum, and again mouth. You got a little V. That's the mouth, nice and easy. So again, little lines like the cheek line, the mouth line, your chin, dimple, because your chin isn't, well, some people's, again, the perfect example, my chin kicks out a little bit like Desperate Dan. I've got a bum chin underneath my beard, don't tell anyone. So I'm going to put my bum chin in. So there's the bum chin. Eye creases. Again, sorry, nose creases, and then just again that kind of following the shape of the face. We've got the cheeks here, so you want to kind of bring them in as well. There you go. So that's going to come down again. Every line here, I go in a bit because it's the kind of gradient of where your jaw sits. I think I've got paint all over my face. That's the usual for Pete. Okay, do a skull. I should be drawing a woman's face, shouldn't I? What an idiot. I mean, we're drawing a very good woman's face in a minute, so we'll change that up. The difference between male and female faces, I will show you on the back of this in a minute, actually. It's very, very, very simple. Let's just give them a short back and sides, nice and easy haircut. But obviously, again, hair goes over your head. I mean, please, you know, why am I getting a bit of Ellen DeGeneres from this haircut? Although she's got a very neat short back and sides. I wasn't intending to draw Ellen DeGeneres, but there's a little likeness in there somewhere. Anyway, apart from the massive bum chin, that's obviously mine. Okay, so just while that's drawing, I do want to flip it, and I want to show you the very, well, forget that. The very simple differences in my head of what a male face looks like and what a female face looks like. So I'm going to do a male face on the top, say here. I'm going to do a female face here. Alright, so two fairly simple circles. This one's already a little bit more effeminate. So we're going male and female. I've just drawn my eggs. So a male face, you will see this come through a lot if you've ever tried to draw comic book characters, any superheroes or anything. Everything is exaggerated, so all the muscle definition and stuff in superheroes is absolutely, to its maximum degree. Crazy lighting and shadow, but down to the faces, it's still exactly the same. It's like the muscle tone and stuff in comic book drawings. The faces are super masculine and super feminine, simply from a very simple couple of lines. So in my head, again, this might not be the official way of doing it, but I see men as squares, alright, like this. If you ever seen Red Dwarf, Crichton, alright, so these kind of, like you can, with men, stronger brow, stronger jaw, and you've already got this kind of masculine thing going to superheroes, right? So these lines here dictate the jaw that comes in. Let's put a bit more detail in this guy. I'm drawing like this forever, so I'm really happy that I'm back in my superheroes. Alright, so in theory there's light coming over him. And he's probably got some a frown. Right, so you can kind of masculine face, very shadowy, low brow, like a caveman sort of thing. So again, just a couple of little extra bits in there just to give him a bit more masculinity. He's got his jaw. Okay, so for women, a lot softer. Everything is a lot more smoother. Again, I'm being very stereotypical about faces. We're just talking sort of, cartoon faces rather than anything real. Women's faces, again, a lot smoother. So you still got these angles, but these angles turn into a lot smoother. So this kind of change in angle happens a lot smoother. The line is the same, but it cuts in loads more, a lot smoother. All right. Okay, so again, things like hair. Most women have hair. So you can put hair in, and simply by the length of the hair, it's a female face. Okay? Again, wider eyes, so like softer details in the cheeks, and again those kind of those exaggerated features like lips. Again, the chin isn't in there as strongly. Higher cheekbones, and again that softer kind of shape comes into it. That's a terrible example of a female face. I'll draw another one here. So, okay, simply from the hair, I'm happy with it. Again, I draw a lot more masculine faces. I don't know if it's just because of practice or just because comic books or just my go-to is a skull. They're not always masculine, but they always have a kind of a masculine side to them, I guess. So I'm going to try and draw. Might even try and turn this into a female skull. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to turn our very masculine structure into a bit more of a female face. My blue tack running away. So again, I think you all know my skulls by now. Fairly straight, like definite lines, confident lines. Again, with a female skull, I'm going to try and soften it all up a little bit, so there's a little bit of change in the skull. So let's try this. So not going as big on the eyes, softer kind of ridges on the nose. Slightly thinner ears. And again, that softer, kind of softer head, softer. I mean, I'll change the size there as well. I made a mistake on the line, that's alright. Okay, so I'm going to bring some lips in and put some slightly smaller teeth in. Just a little bit softer as a piece. Again, there's still quite a lot of masculinity in there. Let's see. Again, simple things like eyelashes. So even if I just put eyelashes on there, I think it just drops that masculinity out just enough to kind of cover that femininity that we're trying to get into the drawing. Again, little things. Let's do. I'm trying to just add a few of the standard definition lines that I do in my skulls into the lady skull. Okay. Again, just a little bit more eyelashes maybe. I'm not saying that if you have eyelashes you're more feminine or effeminate, but that kind of that symbol of eye makeup is obviously a feminine link, and I think that kind of softens that skull up a little bit. Right, let's say some hellos. Hello. So, where are we? 2 seconds, everybody. Doobie-doobie-doo, excusez-moi. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Hello, Mr. Redhampton and Mrs. B. Mr. B, how's everyone doing? I hope everybody watching is doing well and good. So that's my feminine skull. Just gone 20 past. And that can only mean one thing. It's time to sharpen my pencil, and we're going to talk about Hedy Lemarr. So, in today's portrait session, I kind of didn't ask anybody to suggest anything because I kind of already made a decision. I wanted to paint Hedy Lemarr, simply from a suggestion by Mrs. Barton. Thank you very much. So I have chosen some pictures of her. We're just going to talk about her background because, I mean, she looks like a classic film star, but the amount of stuff that she did outside of her film career, which was a 28-year career, 30 different films, whatever, absolutely insane. It's amazing for anyone, let alone being an inventor and everything. So 2 seconds, I'm just going to finish drinking. I'm going to get on that now. So, lovely. So, Mrs. Hedy Lemarr. This is like just an incredible picture anyway. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Metropolis. And Hell, if anyone's seen Metropolis, a little bit like the robot Hell, H-E-L, it's not double L. But this is incredible, just a really nice photo shoot idea anyway. And again, this was before any of the modern kind of styling and Instagramming and stuff. This is a very, very unique look. There's a bit of a kind of David Bowie element in there as well. And that kind of, multi-skilled, multifaceted lady kind of crosses over quite well as well. Here's another one, a bit more of a kind of sultry film promo shot, but again that face, she's just got an incredible face. obviously beautiful, right? You know, classically beautiful. She was an Austrian-born actress and inventor. She was called the most beautiful woman in the world by a director called Louis B. Mayer, I think in the 20s or 30s. By the 40s, she was the most requested profile in plastic surgery. So her profile that was used on many of her films, including things like, what was it called? It's on here. Come Live With Me and Samson and Delilah. Loads and loads of famous kind of very classic 30s, 40s, 50s posters obviously featured her face, so I can understand why a lot of people were requesting her, like Michael Jackson, but way better looking. Okay, so she can go over our skull on that side, and she can also come here. As well as, as I said, a 30 films, a 20 film career spanning 28 years. Worked with, Jimmy Stewart, I'm just looking at my notes. Jimmy Stewart, she was in Samson and Delilah. Just incredible. As well as that, at the height of her fame in the Second World War, she was part of the kind of initiative to invent a way of interrupting radio frequencies and signals. I am way out of my depth on this, but so she invented something called frequency hopping, which meant that the torpedo frequency and the radio transmitter frequency would alternate and simultaneously jump frequencies, so the enemy wouldn't be able to interrupt the signal. They were trying to design something that would interrupt a torpedo signal, and they invented something else. Again, much like the Paint with Pete, that journey of experimentation, and we can find stuff on the way. So it's very similar. I wouldn't say it's not a very similar story, but the metaphors are there. And she also, that kind of sparked the idea of wireless communication, which is obviously Wi-Fi. I'm using it right now. So one of the reasons why I wanted to use Hedy Lemarr and her amazing face in today's portraits show was simply because of, you know, this incredible celebrity status that she had, the most beautiful woman in the world, but also the intelligence and the kind of aptitude to kind of, you know, try something, work with people that, you know, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, kind of very interesting to see a very prominent female lead, someone who is the most beautiful woman in the world, quote unquote, and I think I agree with them, to actually, you know, do something directly that's going to help the war effort, as well as invent a technology that I am sitting here using as we speak. All right, I love that. So thank you to Mrs. Barton for the shout. I did a bit of research. I'm going to do some more research because this lady is amazing. So yeah, thank you very much. And also, she got a satellite named after her last year, so November 2020. The satellite is called NewSat 14. Its nickname is Hedy. So she's got a satellite named after her from November. I need to following me through. Excuse me. So let's try and draw her. It's just coming up to brew time, so if you do want to take 5 minutes, please get some water, get some fruit, get some fresh air, all the F's, whatever you want to do. Do some adult things if you want. I'm going to sketch up Hedy's face, and hopefully in the next half an hour you will see another portrait come out. I'm just going to switch these over so I'm a bit more comfortable on here, and I think you can see it better as well. So give me a second. Oh, now I'm going to try and draw the first lady that I've drawn in about, well, a long time. So this is a bit of a challenge for me. I mean, it's a challenge for anybody. I'm going to move you again, excuse me, Miss Hedy. So, okay, cool. So let's get that face in. So we get our egg in. But it's that more feminine egg. You know, those feminine eggs. Okay, so she's got an incredible face. Wow. I need this a little bit nearer. Again, it's all about making your studio comfortable and accessible for you. You might see me move some stuff around quite a bit, just so I've got a really quick way of looking and then matching the drawing. Okay, so here we go. Just incredible face. Yep. Okay, so I'm just sketching. Again, if I'm not talking, I'm concentrating. Apologies. So her face in both photos is slightly, I'm going to make it slightly twisted a little bit. Okay, so you've got our middle line. Okay, your eyes are amazing. My printer ink ran out, so I can't show you like a colour photo. She's got the most incredible green eyes and these insanely beautiful red lips. I'm not going to put any colour in it. I'm going to keep it black and white, much like this photo. But again, I'll put a couple of pictures up on the page just so you can see what she looks like. There we are, in colour at least. And then these incredible, wow, Power Woman eyebrows. Again, draw them exaggerated to start with, and then we can obviously bring them back in. I just want to make sure we've got this incredible shape. Okay. Now there's nose line, and let's just get that mouth line as well. I haven't drawn a woman in ages, and I'm trying to draw the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm a little bit nervous, I'll be honest. Not just because she's looking directly at me, but just because it's a bit of a challenge to get these incredible features, or do them justice, is the word I'm looking for. There's kind of softness in her eye as well. Oh wow, I've just realised, Gal Gadot, who plays Wonder Woman in the DC set of films, the current Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, again, one of the world's most beautiful ladies as well. She's actually playing her in an Apple series that's being released as well, so I'm really excited to find out more about her and see some of the amazing things that she's done. Weirdly, I've just drawn her hair. Her hair is being is like pulled back in this photo, and she's obviously got this star on, that's the ribbon. And she kind of looks like Wonder Woman, so I like this kind of, art imitating life, imitating art backwards. A very Wonder Woman steez to her, actually, and the original Wonder Woman as well. Just trim that in a bit. Okay. Right, nose is always very hard, especially today. Okay, I'm being very, very delicate with my pencil. Even just sketching, I'm trying to make sure that, well, she has got a real Wonder Woman thing to her. Just to make sure that we're getting those softness in. Her lips are actually wider than her eyes. I'm going to spend a bit more on my pencil today, so it might not be inked for quite a while, until about maybe 10 to. I want to just make sure I've got all these lines bang on before I ink them. Wow. So there's a lot of shadow in this as well, so I'm going to go back to this picture. Huge lips. Okay, no, a bit big. Okay, so again, I'm just making sure that head's too big, isn't it? Okay, just get Mr. Rubber. So I'm just getting my best friend out. Or my second best friend. My first best friend is my pencil, my second is my rubber. So let's just make sure that she's got her head's the right size. I think that was just a little bit too big. I'm just going to take that jawline out as well. As always, it's going to be a little bit of a caricature, so a little bit, tiny bit exaggerated. I think that's higher as well, isn't it? That? Absolute power eyebrows. Okay, let's get that hair in. I'm kind of mixing the two pictures a little bit, that's more than okay. So I kind of like the hair coming over a little bit on this one. Okay, so straight head. Alright. Yep. Comes down. Still got the star on. Okay, so slightly tilted up. Let's bring that face in a little bit more. Incredible cheekbones. She really does actually look like Wonder Woman. This is crazy. That's really interesting. I think now a little bit. Okay. Again, pencil before we ink, just so I can edit and play around. I think her eyes are slightly too low. She's got really nice balance in her face, so I just want to make sure that we've got those eyes bang on. Again, really sultry. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Okay. So again, those eyelashes come back in. She's got amazing eyelashes. Really, really long eyelashes. Okay. She has got a slight, I'm not going to say lazy eye because that's really offensive and not the correct description, but one, I like mine as well, I've got exactly the same thing, not exactly the same, because her eyes are incredible. I've got baby sheep brown, excuse the French. So one eye looks slightly left, so this eye is looking slightly past me, same in this picture. So I want to make sure we get that in, but not, she's not Steve Buscemi or Marty Feldman, alright? So we've got to make sure that kind of, I mean, that really interests me. If it's not, if she's got a very symmetrical face, but a little bit of difference in them, absolutely the same. So we're trying to just make sure we've got that. It's almost a straight line. That bit of her personality and bit of her signature face in there. So again, that's a lot heavier. Again, you can see I'm being a lot more subtle, a lot more delicate with my line, with what I'm choosing to draw. That kind of, it really helps because it means it just buys you a bit more thinking space and obviously a bit more editing space as well. So you can You can edit at will, and then go in with the pen once we're ready to, and once we think it looks like Miss Hedy. I want to do some stars around her as well. I think this is a really nice idea, so let's just put some stars in. Okay, and they come all the way down here. Okay. Okay, let's get some lips in. Just it doesn't go on that. No. Okay, again, just little constant edits, just putting a little bit of light detail, just so I know where I might need to change my pen up to a super thin, just to give her a little bit more detail. Like eyelashes, details in the lips maybe as well. That's turned a bit more, isn't it? Again, just working on that nose and the jaw. So a little bit better. Got some insane shape here. Okay, so again, I'm going to put a little trick in for myself. So we're just kind of drawing the area that I need to fill in the nose. And then again, we're just looking back into that photo and pulling those tiny bits of detail out just to draw them. A bit higher that. In this little area that we've got. Again, before we go in with our pens, I've got to make sure that it actually resembles her. Good. Right, and then we get rid of that little box because it's in pencil. Amazing face. Super, yep. Okay, so yeah. Oh, those are cheeks. Okay, cool. Again, I'm just putting a couple of guidelines in, just to give me a little bit of option when we get the pens involved. Yep, that's right. Okay, so she's raising the left eyebrow in this. So I'm just going to drop that a lot smoother, a lot softer, and they kind of frame her face really well. She's got very modern eyebrows actually, like, you know, the extended, using the full length of her eyebrow. Okay, last couple of rough lines, because it's 15 minutes till the end of the show and I'm still on my sketching, but again, it's vital. Sometimes it's really important just to kind of take a step back. She's looking okay actually. I mean, she's looking amazing here. But I mean, it's I'm going to try and get that line's too square. Really soft graduating line for her hair. That's a bit better. Okay, maybe. Okay, simply by shortening that neck, I think those proportions instantly sit in better. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm ready to draw now. So, it might have taken a bit longer. Let's see what we can do in the 15 minutes we have. Going to get all of my pens out so I am completely ready to paint and draw. Shaky shake. Okay, let's go. So I need a bit of a detail brush or pen. It's all the same to Pete. There we go. Right. Yep. Okay, let's go. That as well. Okay, so I'm going to go for eyebrows. Okay, lips. Okay, I'm going to attempt that nose in a minute. I'm just going to get that hairline in. I'm going to go for a slightly thicker pen. Yep. Okay. Again, I'm using this hair, so I'm just gonna look over on this side and just see, have that hair coming over. Maybe not all the way over the eye anymore, but we can do that. It's natural. So just sitting over it like that, maybe. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's get the other side of that jaw in. Okay, and then, so let's get this hair sort of sorted. I'm going to put a star here. Okay, so again, it's amazing. I'm just kind of putting the shapes in, you know, kind of rough guidelines for the potential of where hair is going to go. Low brushes than that. Get the nose on in a second, and then it kind of, yeah, good. And then let's just fill that in. Okay, so we're going for that nose. Oof, dangerous territory. Let's go. I'm just checking, if I lean back, I'm just checking my lines. Yeah, that's sound, okay, cool. So just going super light with my medium. But I'm kind of almost pulling it straight off the page as soon as it's touching, just to get that hair detail in. insane. Okay. Very little creases on Hedy's face. You know, very, very clean drawing, or as much as a clean drawing as I can get to her amazing face. So let's get that. Okay. Eyes. Okay, so again we've got a little bit of a shadow happening here, and another one from her other cheek there. She's got a tiny bit of earring showing. I'm going to just make it start again. Okay, then we've got the neck. Neck. This is all hair. Okay, wow. Okay, wow. I'm just, sorry, again, if I'm not talking, I'm concentrating. We're just having a look at where I need to kind of apply some lines. There is a little bit of shadow going on as well. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. How are we looking on here? Ah, Mrs. Barton with the facts. Wow. Okay, so thank you for our amazing audience members shouting facts out. She was the model for Snow White, the original Disney Snow White. Is this lady right here? Absolutely incredible referencing. Anything to do with film, I'm there. Obviously, there's another crossover with Wonder Woman as well. Mrs. Barton, check out Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. You'll see the similarity. It's amazing. Okay, let's get. Where's Mr. Big Bear? There we go. Okay, so let's put some. Let's get some definite lines in there as well. I want to put the kind of the black in as again. But I know, obviously, her hair's black as well, so we're gonna have to probably do a bit of a like Keanu, where we've got a little bit of light in the hair. So let's just put some rough hair. In now. Sorry, not talking. Full. So again, using a slightly scratchier brush, pen. Or like letting it dry out a little bit. There, that's better. And just kind of being a little bit softer, much like the lines on the face. Oh, Snow White, that's insane. Okay. What amazing lineage, what an amazing life, amazing woman. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of a light highlight in the top of her hair, sort of, see if we can get that in. No line, no line. Let's just fill this area in just for her hair. And I'm just kind of using filler lines just to fill. But again, she has got dark curly hair, which can be quite difficult to replicate on paper if you're just using black and white. But we'll be all right. Okay. That's not right, is it? Come on. That side of her hair looks dead weird because I've just put a completely unnatural line in. And obviously I'm annoyed at myself for doing that. Just leave it. Okay. I kind of want to bring that white down a little bit, so I'm not going to cut it all the way to the head. How long we got? 2 minutes. Let's see what we can do in 2. These spaces look a bit odd now. That's all right. We just fill them. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put my pens down there, I think. Although, there needs to be there's so much attention on them. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I say that, always a little bit more. Okay, ladies and gents, hands up, pens down. So here's my drawing of Hedy Lemarr. What an amazing lady. Please do some research, it is bang on 11 o'clock. I hope that looks a little bit like her. This is the first woman I've drawn in absolutely ages. Certainly like this. I've done a bit of life drawing and sketching and stuff, and body painting and all that. But the physical drawing and structure, I did find a bit of a challenge. But again, I'm kind of happy with it. If I look back, I think there are elements in there that are definitely her. I think there are some bits that we could just bring in. Again, those two added lines give it a bit more of a kind of caricature element. But again, those eyebrows and eyes into her nose are insane. So that kind of, I'm trying to just keep that shape in her forehead and her nose. But there she is. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for Mrs. Barton for the shout. I've really enjoyed this challenge. It was a challenge. I'm not used to drawing beautiful, beautiful women, if not the most beautiful women in the world. There we are. So we did our Eggman piece, and then there's our kind of half Wonder Woman, half Hedy Lemarr. I keep forgetting her name, that's ridiculous. I keep thinking Lena Headey, who's an actress from Game of Thrones. It's not Lena Headey, she is a wonderful woman, and strangely enough, I found out about 10 minutes before the show, Gal Gadot is playing her. She is Wonder Woman, she is DC's Wonder Woman, so this kind of metaphorical Wonder Woman being played by actual Wonder Woman. I'm actually really excited to see the TV show. So please do some research on Hedy and Miss Lemarr. She is fantastic. I will watch some films, all that sort of stuff. Good time to do it in lockdown. Have a nice little afternoon, so kind of a matinee film with a Hedy Lemarr film. I might do exactly that. I'll probably watch Come Live With Me, because James Stewart is one of my favourite dudes ever. Okay, my name is Pete Obsolete. Thank you for following me and liking and sharing and everything that we're doing in the sessions. Please check out Have a Word podcast if you're looking for some humour, some comedy. Please also check out Sounds Like Show on Twitter, Sounds Like on YouTube if you are into your rhyming, if you want a couple of rhyme games done by some of the funniest people in England right now. So thank you very much. I've been Pete Obsolete. You've been in the Paint with Pete studio. I will say stay safe and stay creative, and I will see you tomorrow for the gallery. He's right over there. Tomorrow at 10 AM. Ciao for now.